Alright. So now I should officially be live. Alright. Apologies for starting a minute and a half later than I said I would. I realized that I have grown rusty, and by rusty I mean made the same mistake that I seem to consistently make when I haven't been streaming in a while. So, yeah. Alright, here we go. Got my stream chat monitor up on my phone. Okay. So, this is the team. Don't mind that Josuke's not a male squawkabilly. I realized after I fully trained and set up egg moves or whatever. Like, I forget what all I had to do, but I did all sorts of stuff. I had, I think I used bottle caps. I did everything that I could to make Josuke good, and then I realized Josuke was female. So it's fine. Don't worry about it. But this is my team that I'm going to be using in today's stream. I'm literally just going to be battling online. Maybe some non-ranked, but I think primarily ranked is my goal. And I'm just gonna be sitting there. I'm gonna be playing. I don't know. It's about it. This is my weeb team. Most of them are pretty clear major characters. So it kind of makes sense. Like, you know, you see Gudetama, and you see the Tamago themed Tatsugiri. You see All Might. It's Palafin. Come on. I don't worry about it. JoJo's obviously. Gretchen is Madoka Magica, Kremhold Gretchen. And Carnage is Carnage Kabuto from One Punch Man. So as you can see, they all have themed Terra types as well. Carnage Kabuto, I went Dragon type because I felt that was color-wise fitting for when he enters his like Carnage like rage state that he gets into for like a week, and he turns purple. So I thought Dragon was a very fitting option there. I almost said Kabutops. Heracross does not learn any Dragon moves, so I had to go with Terra Blast, which is rough because Terra Blast only becomes a physical attack if you are terastallized, as far as I understand it. Again, I don't fully understand this move, but that's what I understand of it right now. So, with that in mind, Carnage Kabuto only has Dragon coverage as a Dragon type. I'm also running the knockoff Mega Heracross set by running loaded dice. Anyways, Tatsugiri is normal type. Because Gudetama is just an egg, really. That's about it. Not much more to say about Gudetama than that. So what I'm doing is I'm running a pretty basic set. Also, I think I'm going to up my Hyper Beam PP, maybe. I don't know how often I'm going to need it. But this is pretty much like, these are Tatsugiri's normal wild learned moves. I have Muddy Water for the accuracy drops. That's about it. Dragon Pulse for damage and coverage. And then Hyper Beam because Hyper Beam. And then I'm holding a wide lens to up my accuracy with Muddy Water and Hyper Beam. And then I have Memento for if I need it. Gretchen is probably my worst performing member of the team. Unfortunately, I wish that was not the case because thematically, she was one of my more exciting ones. She's a dark type, matching Kremhold Gretchen. But other than that, like, she's just kind of bulky, has Calm Mind, coverage moves like Dark Pulse that can turn dark type. But really, she's pretty basic Calm Mind. Hatterene. I wish she was better than she was. Anyways, Palafin, if you couldn't guess, fighting type. I feel like that's the most fitting option for an All Might themed set. So I'm running close combat alongside Ice Punch and Flip Turn. You're probably wondering, like, why didn't you run Jet Punch? And the answer is I wanted Flip Turn, and I didn't want to have 2 water moves, since I was not going to be a water Terra type. And then Bounce was literally just a spur-of-the-moment decision where I was like, ooh, what else could I add? And I was like, ooh, All Might jumps. So that's what Bounce is there for. Josuke, Ghost type to match Stan's Fighting Spirit type thing. No flying moves. So Josuke's a little bit of a fake out when he comes in. But running Guts with Flame Orb, Terra Blast for a pretty nutty Ghost type move when I'm in my like boosted state from Guts. So that's a very nice one. But mostly there for Facade, to be honest. With a Ghost type for just a lot of defensive purpose, really. And then don't worry about it. We have Nina, the Fairy type Mabastiff. I'm running Crunch, Play Rough, Trailblaze. Trailblaze is not the most essential move in the kit. She has a lot of things to kind of slow stuff down and speed herself up, with Scary Face and Trailblaze. So she kind of serves a bit of a dual purpose to deal damage. Also, she can copy your stat changes, which very nice. I'm excited to hopefully someday have a chance to use that, but I've never had an instance where it was necessary. And then she runs Intimidate, which is not, I would say, the best ability Mabastiff gets, but I felt like it was the most fitting one for her theming. But 7 minutes of explanation later, that's the team that I'm going to be using today. Though I will say, before I get started, thank you everyone for sticking around while I was gone for a couple weeks. We had my wife Gwen's birthday pretty recently, so I was celebrating that. Her family came to visit, and so we were doing stuff with her parents. A significant chunk of that week, I guess that weekend, really, that first one that I was off. And then the next weekend we were camping with my family, which was nice. It was relaxing. It was cold, as is kind of the risk you take camping in the first week of April. But it was a pretty nice time. But one of the cool things I got to do is if you have seen Board Brains, the series that has not happened since God knows that was 2020. Wow. 3 years, over 3 years since Board Brains has been a thing. But Board Brains, we ran a tabletop as our last thing, and that was actually a multi-week tabletop series. But we had, I personally never played Dungeons and Dragons, and so kind of keeping in the theme my brother has had for the past, basically since Stranger Things season 4. So almost a year now. He has been on a huge Dungeons and Dragons kick. His daughter got into a Pokemon themed D&D thing that he was playing for a while. And then from there he started playing actual D&D, and she said, when we're camping, I want to play real D&D. She's 6, so almost 7. And he was like, okay. So we got several of my family members together and we played D&D. Most of us for the first time. I've played other tabletops, but I've never played D&D. And then my mother and my sister joined in as well, and we played D&D with my niece. The only people who had played before and played actual D&D were my oldest brother, who was the DM, and my next oldest sibling, my other brother, who has played D&D for far longer than any of us. And then I was next most experienced, having played some tabletops. But one cool thing is that my oldest brother has a resin-based 3D printer, which I actually recommended to him because he wanted to use 3D printing for like minifigures and stuff like that for tabletops, which if you know anything about PLA-based filament printers, they're not super good at really tiny detail in most cases, but resin-based ones are. They're still fragile, but they are extremely high quality. So, something that we all did is we got minifigures together. I designed mine using Hero Forge, which is an awesome website if you are playing D&D or anything, or just want to make a random character. Like, it's free. Go have fun, make a character. It's awesome. But I paid like $8 and bought the 3D model of the file, sent it off to my brother, and he printed it off. And then he even painted it. He actually did it twice. He painted sort of like a first run, practice run, and then painted another one, and then basically kept whatever the better one was for the actual game, and then gave as a gift the less successfully painted one, which is still just awesome because like I made this character, and then he went through and he like painted it. So I'm gonna put him up close, see if he's visible. If we can get it to focus, that'd be nice. Right here. That might help. You want to refocus? It doesn't really want to refocus well, but you can see he's very small. But it was awesome. It was a good time. And it kind of makes me miss the days of Board Brains. So maybe someday we'll bring back Board Brains, though. I honestly feel like if we do ever bring back Board Brains, I kind of want it to be its own channel. I don't think it makes sense for it to be on my channel as much, even though I want this to be a bit of a variety channel of just things I like. I feel like Board Brains being solely on my channel was kind of not a fitting place for it. So someday, if it ever does come back, it'll probably be a different channel. Anyways, I have sat here and stalled way too long. You know, we're at double the length of time since I first stopped and went, all right, I should get started. But you know, it's been 2 weeks. There's a lot to talk about, so yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna dive into some online battles. I'm gonna start with a ranked battle and kind of go from there. So we're gonna go to Battle Stadium for these battles. Oh, I have to agree to share my battle data. There we go. All right, so I love these renders. These are awesome. I'm gonna start with ranked. If ranked doesn't go particularly well, or if someone shows up and goes, hey, you should do some non-ranked, I'll go ahead and I'll do that. That's only 10,000 LP. Get to rank 5 and get 10,000 LP, that's nothing. Yeah, I haven't played in quite a while, so we'll see how this goes. Probably not going to go amazingly, but we'll see. Though we are a bit of a way into the season, so maybe the people I'm going to be playing against are also not coming in with like the hottest teams around, you know? So I'm gonna lead with Nina, and All Might, I would say, has some room to be good on this team here. Carnage is probably wise. Gretchen could be okay, but I would say maybe... I have 2 ghost types, so I don't know that I would want to run Josuke. Well, actually, Josuke does become a ghost type. Could surprise them. So I'm gonna bring Josuke in. Okay. That's my 4. See how it goes. Ooh, okay, starting with slow bro. Nice. Yeah, I feel like Heracross probably a smart enough one to bring in. Okay. Not really what I expected them to do that turn, but they sure went for it. Whatever it was. Yeah, I'm gonna try to take that out. I don't know that I'm fast enough to outspeed it with Nina just yet. Oh, no, Nina does outspeed. Okay. Ow. So they're probably going to want to take out Carnage on this turn, if I had to guess. But we'll see. That's what I would do, is I would see the Heracross as a larger threat to deal with first, and would sick Lucario on that. But they might be thinking that they can outspeed with Houndstone. I don't know that they can. It's not against Carnage here. I outsped the Lucario too? Okay, that was unexpected. That was not the expectation I had for that turn. I thought it would be a one-shot if I got it off, like if the Lucario went after my Mavistiff, but they did not. So they just have a Slowbro left. Okay, so I think this is a win. Guaranteed now. Oh, almost killed. Josuke. Okay, that had to have been intentional. They had to have known that that was throwing. I'm gonna flex on him to win, because you set yourself up for this failure. All right, that was a win. That is certain. Okay. Alright, maybe these lower leagues are going to be pretty easy right now. But who knows? The next one could have a very meta pick and they just started late. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, they certainly have some meta picks here. What a surprise. Okay. Well, they have two dark types and a fairy type. This is actually a tricky one for me to combat, you know? It's tough. All right. Also, I don't know if that actually locked me in or not with what I expected to. I think I did. Because that was the last second. We'll find out. Fighting Daft Punk here. I don't know that the Palfin's going to still be in. Okay, they are. Yeah, they are switching immediately. They're not using flip turn. Good, they spored the one that I would much prefer be slept. A leather pelipper just set up rain. My pal. Okay, they actually got to trigger that. That worked, okay. I figured they were going to Rage Powder this turn. Even though they were not the focus of my bounce, that I can remember at least. Okay. They're jet punching. Not who I thought they would. That was kind of what my plan was, to get Hatterene sacked. Let's see if one Trailblaze was enough to outspeed that. It is not. Okay, well. Okay, plan failed. Let's see how well this goes. Okay. I probably lose here. Yeah. I just was gonna try it. But you know, that they ran a much more meta team. I don't know why they're stealth as rank, so they just have to have not played very much, but that's kind of how I expected it to go. If I run into a meta team, I'm just gonna lose. Cause like I will say Scarlet and Violet have had very strong metas where it's like you pick the meta choices or you don't win. I feel like Pokemon always has some of that, but I feel like this is probably the strongest that's been since like probably Gen 6, Gen 7, like Mega Kangaskhan, Mega Gengar, Mega Rayquaza, I think was sometimes legal. Xerneas was a common one, Geomancy. Oh, this is an interesting team. Much less meta. There is some meta here. For sure. Most of the team is basically legendaries. Okay, you'll love to see it. Gonna go with my physical team again. One downside of this team is definitely that it doesn't have a lot of special attackers. I'm pretty limited with how I can use them. But we'll see how this goes. Let's see how this goes. His attack was dropped, yeah. So didn't do quite as much as he would have liked to, I'd imagine. That one shot? Okay. Goodbye. Okay, that also one shot. That was a surprisingly strong start. Okay, where does this go from here? Mouse hold? Okay, Iron Bundle. Alright. I'm gonna go after Mouse Hold, but I'm going to Terrastalize this turn in case. Okay, yeah, they're going for Population Bomb. My goal is to Terrastalize and hopefully not be the focus of whatever they're doing. But at the same time, survive an Iron Bundle hit. They went for a Blizzard. I did not expect that. Okay. But I'm not the focus, which is what mattered. I was expecting Iron Bundle to use a water attack or something. But I somehow still managed to survive the Blizzard that they used. But Heracross is definitely going down next turn. Palafin needs to come in swinging. Wow, they keep whiffing one Pokemon, and they always hit Heracross. Alright, well, you did good, but All Might's here to clean up. Alright, that was another pretty good win. Again, they didn't run a very meta team. I feel like if they had run a more meta team, and probably if they played a stronger first turn as well, then I would have had some issues there. We'll see where this goes with the next one, though. We're officially in beginner rank 2. An opposing trainer. Another rank 2 trainer. They are running a more meta team. Okay. I would say 3 of these are very meta picks. 3 of these are less meta from what I've seen. But fair enough. I'm gonna hope they don't lead with Flutter Mane. That's my hope. If they do lead with it, I'm pretty screwed. Just in case, I guess I'll run Gretchen on my leading team. Alright, we'll see how this goes. If they don't lead Flutter Mane, my goal is to get my speed raised enough before it comes in that I can hit it before it kills my team. Ooh! It's Battleground. Okay, they did not lead with it. They led with Palafin. But that's a problem. Both led with Intimidate leads. They are running Flip Turn. They're probably going to go straight into running with Flutter Mane. My guess. That's what I would do in their position. I would switch immediately into Flutter Mane because it's so good, but it's also risky, I guess, to do it now and not after something fades. Okay, Excalibur. Not the next mon that I was expecting them to have on their team. Okay, well, they whipped Will-O-Wisp. Did I run Josuke at all? I don't think I did. Oh, I did. Okay, we'll see how that goes then. They go for Will-O-Wisp again. They burn me before my Flame Orb burns me. They don't. They don't, I guess. I don't know. Not Dragon. Yeah, Steel. Ah. I should have seen that coming. I should have seen... Like, why would you switch in for a Dragon on Hatterene? Oh, yeah, because they Intimidate. I was like, how did that do so little? What a wacky turn that was. Hopefully they don't switch Arcanine out. Okay, they did not. Screwed up my Facade. That does so much still. How? I guess Squawkabilly is not that bulky, but still. That sucks. Not in good shape. Okay, that's gonna be halved. Yeah. But I am just not doing anything useful. It's rough. Barely survived that. No! They both have priority moves! Oh my god. Every turn is going less effectively than I would like it to. Without fail. They didn't even have the Flutter... Oh, and actually, no. That's right, I haven't beaten any of their team. I forgot that they even had the Palafin as the one of the first two. Okay, that's gonna be Flutter Mane, isn't it? Yep. The only way I survive this is by not taking super effective damage, but I think it still kills me. Like, I can't win this, but this gives me the best odds that I can to win it. Yeah, no, because I'm not going to survive that. Yeah. Oh, God. That was a frustrating fight. It was like every step of the way. It wasn't even necessarily that I was being directly outplayed by them. It was like things weren't working in the ways I saw them. Like, I was playing poorly with my own assumptions, not lining up with what actually was happening. Like, with the Baxcalibur, I did not expect it to be able to deal that much damage after an Intimidate, and I was not expecting it to target my Squawk ability. I thought my Squawk ability was going to be... I guess the burn was already there, but I was not expecting it to be as focused as it was. So that was a rough start. That's what I'm gonna do. And it's interesting, this game does not have a lot of setups. Like, I don't know, I feel like setup mons are a lot rarer than you would think. Even like something like Dondozo and stuff like that is not as common as you would think. Oh, I'm here again. Okay. Leading Luxray Lucario, probably to set up and intimidate themselves. They are both immune to Intimidate. Okay. The Aura Sphere. It's not a huge. So their Quick Claw on Lucario activated. A weird choice. Okay, Luxray's gone. Meowscarada's in. Interesting, interesting. Okay. My prediction was correct. My Tatsugiri is not rising out of the platform here, so I guess it doesn't have it doesn't have collision, like the little like lip on the Pokeball thing. Because usually Tatsugiri does spawn in the ground initially, but then like comes out immediately. But it does not seem like Gudetama wants to come out, though maybe he is getting a little higher, maybe? Hard to tell. Oh, he's poisoned. Alright, so they have Luxray left and something new. My plan with Tatsugiri is to Memento this turn. But Houndoom is what I wanted to use Muddy Water on in the first place. I'll stay in Muddy Water and see what happens. I think the only one that could outspeed my Tatsugiri is the Houndoom. But I don't think my Heracross outspeeds. Okay, they're terrestrializing Houndoom to a Ghost type. Alright, that'll save its life potentially this turn. Like, to be honest, fair play. Do what you gotta. Gonna get the 5-er. Almost. No, it's so sad. I one-shot the Houndoom. Or I guess one-turned it. Two-shot the Houndoom. You know, Heracross wasn't supposed to be alive. This was a turn I expected Heracross to die, so we're good. Just to be as annoying as possible. This is the way this turn's going. Okay. Terra Blast hits first. I was like, I don't know who's hitting first, but either way, this Luxray's dead. Okay, I'm officially beginner rank 3. See how this goes. I'm at 3 and 2. We're almost 50-50 so far, so not going great. Ooh, another team that's not very meta. I love it. See, this is what I like. I like Pokemon when it's not the meta. The meta is boring. It's always boring. Like, watching VGC when it gets to finals is so much more boring than watching, like, any other type of, you know, battle. So this, I appreciate so much. I love seeing, you know, fun, not boring teams. Because they just bring more unique and fun ideas. And I think those are what make Pokemon unique and fun. That's actually, I preferred watching a little bit of Pokemon Go VGC because there were Pokemon that you never see in the main one. And I'm sure that TCG has that to a greater extent, but I don't get excited by watching a card game as much as I get excited about watching, like, Pokemon do stuff. Even if it's, you know, models in Go or models in this not doing a ton. I just find it really engaging and exciting to see them do something. This could be a Trick Room team. The Braviary's not that slow. And it would take a turn to set up. Could also be a Tailwind team where they're trying to use Tailwind to make the rest of their team useful. I'm not sure. This actually would have been a good turn to go Terra Dragon. Ooh, I'm not doing as much as I hoped I would. If I get 5 hits, we kill it. Come on. Yes! Good first turn. Let's see, are they... Nope. They went for Psybeam. Okay. I thought they were going to set Trick Room or something. King Gambit. Not a lot. There's only one dead one. Yeah. Yeah. And like Slowking doesn't even have much defense. I think a crunch kills. Or it's not that it doesn't have much, it just has less than Slowbro. I'm pretty sure it's more specially bulky or more generally bulky, one of the two. King Gambit, I was like, it's not going to outspeed. I got one left. Oh, awesome. That boosts its attack. But yeah, I think Pokemon is at its greatest when a wide variety of Pokemon get an opportunity to shine. I don't think that competitive really has leaned into that for quite a while. Not that it's not fun to play competitive, but I feel like the rule sets used in competitive are generally more prone to resulting in a clear, this is the best Pokemon to use type meta. Whereas I prefer shaking things up a lot more. It's why my teams are always really weird. Why I tend to choose like kind of weird strategies or just things that I'm like, oh, this would be fun. Because I care more about how fun it is to play and how fun it is to like watch it than I do like the actual competitive nature. You know? Like I used to host when I was in college. Like Mike and I, no, I guess Mike hasn't been on the channel in quite a while. Mike, if you've watched Board Brains, Mike from there, we ran, quite a few in 2019 and 2020, quite a few, Pokemon tournaments in Showdown, leading up to the release of Sword and Shield, and then one in Sword and Shield, with the rest being exclusively in Showdown. Though we did one that was, I guess the one we did was kind of in both. You could be in either way, and it was great because at the end, the final teams were both in-game, so we were able to have like a really cool final battle. But we were playing, like, we would make rules. You know, we would come up with rule sets, and you had to make a team within those rules. And the rules were a lot stricter in a lot of cases. I wouldn't say they were mostly tier-based. Like, we did generally limit to, like, OU, no Ubers. And we didn't pay close attention to those things as much. We were more concerned with making just, like, a fun experience for us and our friends. And it was wacky. Like, we did like a tournament that was a Thanksgiving one. The Thanksgiving tournament is probably one of my favorite ones because the theme was be thankful for what you have, like be thankful for what you're given. We picked our least favorite of the items that are available for the most part. We picked ones that have either they have a drawback or they have no positives. And basically said you have to find a way to use it. Or they have like few positives. And it was super fun. Like that was such a fun rule set. In a completely like sort of unexpected way. I'm just gonna switch. I'm not even gonna risk flip turning. It went for fissure. Okay, I expected the spore. But yeah, so we picked like some really wacky items. Like I think the only good one I would say was Assault Vest. We picked Assault Vest as one of them. And then other than Assault Vest, we had like the Starfberry. So like the odds of that being useful are pretty low. And then we also ran, I think there's Ring Target. Can't remember the others off the top of my head. Oh, they're going to switch to the Ghost Type, aren't they? No, they're switching to Gyarados. Intimidates that? If I had to guess, yep. Yep. So this is not going to kill Gyarados. By any means. I hope this Gyarados runs Dragon Dance or something. No, I don't know that it would be wise for it to try at this point. But I think it would be funny. Nope, it's just a support. Okay, they actually didn't run their most meta picks. Oh, that was a crit. That mattered a lot. I feel like most of the time Baxcalibur is going to run Steel or something else that protects it from one of its weaknesses. I don't think they're going to expect what I'm going to do here. Yeah, Regenerator or Moongus by the looks of it. Alright, time to go true All Might mode. Yeah, okay, I guess that's fair. Rude. Oh, it's poison, actually. Okay. That is not what I expected. Does it... What poison moves does it get? Or are they running, Terra Blast? I could see it maybe having, like, poison. But, oh, they're running Glaive Rush with that to defend it. Okay, well, my Palafin was wasted. Can I Muddy Water, please? Nope. I was hoping to be faster than it. Yeah, they beat me there with that play against my Palafin. I think I leaned too heavily on it. I don't know why. Why was it targeted on him? That sucks. My intention was to try to bite the... Like, I don't win this by any means at this point, but I was not trying to bite that. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, that was a last-second outplay. Because, like, this was effectively in the bag. I got too cocky by going... and terrestrializing the way I did at the time I did. But to be honest, I didn't expect the Baxcalibur to protect. That's on me. I should, because I thought, like, I don't know why, I was under the impression, for whatever reason, they weren't going to expect a fighting move out of a Palafin, even though it normally runs Drain Punch. So. Rough. But, let's see where this goes. But yeah, I loved kind of having slightly more meta. Interesting. Don't mind me as I think. I just love having wacky Pokemon teams. Like I find that so much more exciting, and like having just a wide variety of interesting Pokemon rather than having everyone's focus be on like, what's the most meta pick? What can I choose? Yeah, because I feel like that's a lot of more competitive Pokemon. But I like the idea of like playing competitively with a wacky rule set. That encourages unique and interesting play. No, I wasn't expecting a Spathra to protect. Dang it. I was expecting them to think I was gonna flip turn the other thing, with Clodsire. That was a horrible first turn. I thought I was doing something clever. Okay, they're not gonna double protect on this. Clodsire did set up one set of Toxic Spikes, which is slightly annoying, but not too much. I've not seen a lot of substitute play, honestly. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed. I did his voice once before, I can always do it again. I think Heracross is my best option. I want to reveal my Gudetama. Alright, Carnage, you're in, you're poisoned. Ugh, have fun. Oh, we're both poisoned. Look at that. Exciting turn of events. The Clodsire is not my focus just yet. It depends on which form Banana Man is in, because he has two different voices. He has his normal voice, and he has his hulked out voice. I haven't done them in a while, so I don't trust myself to do them perfectly just if I had to just randomly do it. So I'm not going to do it now. But I will try to see if I can find a clip that I can make from a Board Brains episode, or even find a clip that has already been made from a Board Brains episode, and I can put that into the Discord server. As a delightful piece of reference for how Banana Man sounds. I have not been doing enough during this fight, so I'm gonna actually start attacking the Clodsire. Okay, Spather's gonna substitute. Okay, he has a rocky helmet. Ah! Don't drop the controller. That's an important piece of machinery. Alright. Spather's dead. Oh my god, they keep... Why do they have so many Protect Mons? Oh my god. That's just frustrating. I feel like this game has been such an interesting one to not have just a ton of Protect Mons, but then this team is just protect and let Clodsire use Earthquake even though it's not doing much with it. Like, look at this. They're just stalling. Alright, Mabastiff is down, which is what I wanted. I wanted this to happen so that I could switch back to Palafin safely. Though... Is Palafin the play? I think Palafin is the play. I'm just going to do something that they don't expect as much. I'm going to use Ice Punch. Look, I will say I am not as good as most people, but that's because I suck at team building and deck building, which are important things in any way you play Pokemon, really. Unless I have a reason to meme on it, or I get really focused on it. Do they have... I'm scared that they're gonna have a Flutter Mane and it's gonna sweep. That's my fear here. Nope, they have Arcanine instead, so they're setting up Intimidate with it, which is annoying. They're probably going to go after my Heracross. If I had to guess, they're going to Extreme Speed Heracross. It's definitely on Arcanine, yeah. So what typing is going to be normal? Yeah. So he's going to Extreme Speed. That's gonna be an annoying one. I don't know that... I feel like the fact that it is a normal type 1 running extreme speed is the most predictable option, but at the same time, I think it's also the hands down the best option they've got here. Yeah, now that they have the Intimidate up, I can't take out the Clodsire with Palafin here. Alright, well, we are officially in the bad zone. I'm trying to predict, are they going to have Protect on this Arcanine and protect it, or are they going to expect me to hit Clodsire? I'm just going to go after the Arcanine. If it does protect itself, I don't hit it. It is a shiny Clodsire, so it's purple. It's a little bit bluish on the lighter part, but it's mostly purple. It's also, I guess, one of those like border blues. Okay, this was definitely a bit of a overkill. Arcanine's gone. The danger I am facing now is that they can Earthquake, and I think they kill. Like, I don't think I kill this Clodsire unless I get, like, a crit. And it's like, it can't miss with Earthquake, so. Ooh, that could be clutch. If this stays frozen... No! Oh my god. And that doesn't even kill. I thought that poison killed. I feel so bad. I mean, I could still miss. There's a 1% chance that I miss this Hyper Beam. And then they thought, but no. That's tragic. Oh my god, they deserved that win. Like, they had it. They had it in the bag. I literally only won because I got the 10% freeze chance from Ice Punch. That was their win. And I got the 10% chance to win. Well, again, there were two ways I would have won that. Getting the freeze, like I did, or getting the crit, which I did not get. If I'd gotten the crit, I think I would have killed. God, that's nuts. I did not deserve that win. That was not one. Indeed it is. Oh, another team that's not all that meta. There's some interesting picks here. I like this. I like this team a lot. I imagine there's going to be some tricky ones here. I'm trying to figure out what the best options are to deal with things. Not super confident in my team choice here, but we'll see how it goes. They're not super confident either. I think they're really thinking this through. We're both in a spot where we're like, oh god, what do I do? What do I bring against this? This is weird. So we'll see. We'll see what we end up doing. Oh, look at that. We each got friends on our cards. Okay. Volcarona has a clear amulet? If Volcarona doesn't have Protect, I should be fine here. Because I don't think Quiver Dance is going to make that thing outspeed my Palafin. It could. At which point, it would probably have been better if I used Scary Face this turn. But at least my speed rises with it, and I have boosted special defense now. Oh, it does outspeed. I was not expecting that. I guess I could have just switched, to be fair. They missed, okay. And Play Rough deserves to be a better attack, as evidenced by that turn. I don't want to send in Heracross because I don't want Heracross to get nuked by a fire move. Though I guess it could have gone Dragon to avoid that. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. This team was wacky, but I think I kind of flubbed that first turn. I think I would have done better by using... I would have done better if I'd used Scary Face first turn, or had just switched out my Palafin instead of trying to use the flip turn the second time. Moxie. Yeah, and then it was inevitably going to use Play Rough. So I was dead. That's okay. They had a good lead against my team. I don't think I have many counters that are very good against Volcarona, let alone the combo that they had of Volcarona and Tinkaton. So I think that was just a good, safe lead against my team. Had a lot of coverage options against what I had, so that was just good play on their part. I think I'll do one more for today. Okay, definitely a Prankster Murkrow. This is kind of an interesting team, because I feel like some of these are more meta picks, and some of them are pretty rare. So, interesting. So what do people think of the shorts that I made on Wednesday? They're a little bit experimental. I learned some lessons from them, such as do not make your videos 60 seconds in length, or they are 61 seconds and thus not shorts on YouTube. So I tried shortening it by a frame. Does not. It just rounds it up, adds one to the time. So I had to take the videos, speed them up by 1%, or like 1.6% to make them 1 second shorter, and then upload those. There's just like not an ideal way to go about it, but it's what I did, and it worked, to be fair. I think I'm just going to go straight to Squawkabilly. I'm just going to switch. Because I feel like they would burn me. Okay, Annihilate protects. They set up a Tailwind with Murkrow. Okay. Fair and fair. So we each get a little bit like benefit from this, because I got my hero form and my burn, and they set up Tailwind. Not something I was expecting to happen this quick. Dark? My Dark's common or fire. Okay. They run in Fire Punch? I think they just wanted to change typing. I don't think I want to switch it. The speed advantage they have right now. Yeah, I figured Annihilate was going to protect itself. Squawkabilly I expected to die. Icy Wind was not how I expected it to happen, but that's about how I expected that turn to go for the most part. Okay, we'll see how this goes. This is a wacky play, so this could go pretty poorly. But we'll see. Yeah, I knew they were gonna hit with the Icy Wind. So we're -1 speed, -1 speed. I have 1 Moxie boost, and their Tailwind is gone. They have 1 Mon left. And it is a tricky one for me. Okay. Pin Missile's the strongest option Heracross has. But I think this thing can beat us pretty easily here. Ooh, okay. They didn't kill, but the odds that I, with 1 attack boost, can kill with a not very effective Pin Missile is... yeah. So, they've won. Oh, well, this is double not very effective, though. I could have done more damage if I used something different. But even if it wasn't, I would have done, like, half its health. So, GG's. They win. I had no counter to Golden Go left. There it is. So I think that's what, like, that was a 50-50 one, right? With a very not meta team. But yeah, I don't know. I think Pokemon is at its strongest when you use teams like this. But I also think it's not fun to lose consistently. At least not for me. I think it's the same for most people. But when it comes to like competitive Pokemon, I think that's both its... I think that is its weak spot for me, is that, I love using really wacky teams. I mean, you saw this team today. But if I was using this team and they were fighting, a meta pick, then there's a very low chance that I can win. Like, it's very difficult for this team to fight the meta. And really the only way to easily fight the current meta is to play the current meta. And I feel like any game runs into this, but I feel like playing to the meta in competitive games is almost always the most boring route. Like, I don't enjoy playing the meta picks necessarily. Like, it's just not as fun for me. So like with this, I could be running a Flutter main and a like a Mungus, or an Arcanine or Dragonite with extreme speed and a normal Terra type. Like, all of those options still exist. I can be running any of them. The only thing I have on this team that's a meta pick is I have a Palafin. But this team, I didn't pick Palafin because I wanted to use Palafin on it. I picked Palafin for this team because I wanted an All Might reference. And that's literally it. Nice. So like that's how I feel about like meta picks. Is I don't know, I feel like they just tend to be more boring than just using like fun Pokemon or Pokemon that you like. Like this team was a themed team with like an anime theme. And I could have made this team like I could have made a like an anime themed meta team. Like I could have made the meta and then just given them anime names, but I didn't want to do that. But I think that that's kind of one of the weak spots in Pokemon, and really any game that has a meta, is that if you don't play the meta, you lose to the meta. That's why the meta is the meta. The meta is just so strong, and you need to rely on people who are going to make misplays or who are going to have bad RNG and bad luck to beat the meta if you're not running the meta. And so I think that's the big difficulty that Pokemon always has to overcome. I think as a lot of people talk down about Dynamax and Gigantamax, I think it was the #1 meta destroying option. It had its own meta, and there were definitely meta picks in Sword and Shield, but I feel like you could more easily use Dynamax to your advantage on any Pokemon than you could use Terrestrialization or Mega Evolution or Z-moves on one Pokemon to really turn the tide, or to really have a non-meta pick be good. Like, because there were still those things, like Megas were a set of Pokemon. There was a small set, so it was like you only saw those ones. Z-moves, there were just definitively better options as far as the Z-moves you used went. Some of them were Pokemon exclusive. And like Dynamax and Gigantamax, I mean, there were Gigantamax Pokemon, but I honestly feel like they were almost always worse than a normal Dynamax Pokemon. And this one, I feel like Terrestrialization is pretty well balanced, but I feel like it's too weak in some ways. Like, it's very strong in some ways, but I think it's kind of a course correction, because a lot of people felt like Dynamax, you do it and you win. You have 3 turns to win. But I don't know. Yeah, I'd love to like host more casual like tournament type things someday, but it's a lot harder to organize those things when you don't have a college full of like-minded nerds who are interested in joining. At least like we had like 13 people on average or so. But yeah, that's gonna be all for today's stream. Not sure exactly what my plan is for this coming Wednesday, but the goal is to stream it on that Wednesday. Oh. Also, I'm not fully sure what my next streaming plan is, but it'll be here when it's here, and I'll be doing it when I'm doing it. So, yeah. Thank you so much. If you joined me live or after the fact, either way is cool with me as long as you had some fun. That said, I am going to go do human things as humans do, and you probably should too. If you celebrate, have a happy Easter. It is tomorrow at this point. In some parts of the world, it might even be today. I think it is. Yeah, pretty sure. Or actually, no. Not quite yet. Not quite yet. At least, well... maybe? I don't know, I usually think of like Australia and Japan as like the furthest time zones from me, but I guess there's probably some other times that are further. Either way, it's almost Easter. Have a happy Easter, everyone. Alright, goodbye. Farewell. I'm probably gonna go beat Metroid Prime Remastered because I am currently at the point where I'm collecting artifacts.